So in our previous episode we explored mainland Greece, and in this episode we headed to Santorini, hoping to explore the island. But first, we had to return the car and get our deposit back.
This is our last morning in Greece, inland. Going to Santorini. You excited?
I'm excited once the car goes back safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was right to hash this. Ronnie.
Nice.
So we're in our beautiful hotel room in Santorini, and we are going to walk across the island, see if we can get a ferry onto the middle part where there's a volcano. So the island is quite small, so it only took us 45 minutes to walk across and get a view of the caldera. So I've hired another car, got a little Toyota Yaris now, much more powerful than the Fiat 500 we have. All of Santorini is basically behind us. We're on the south tip by the lighthouse, and we're going to explore Santorini by car, so we can see everything while we're here. And yeah, so hope you enjoy this part of the video. I'm driving with a rental car. I'm a bit flustered because Santorini is very, there's a lot of cars and a lot of people and whatever. Yeah, it's not a straightforward drive, and because I'm driving a new car, I've stalled this car more times than set.
Not yet. Nowhere to go.
I'm stalling more times than sense here. And it's really quite annoying and a bit embarrassing, but everyone's doing it now. The clutch slips just a little bit, and when you're doing hill starts, you're not used to the clutch, and it kind of like has like two. I can't really explain it.
The car's very rubbish, actually.
No, you just know it's not.
I can hear everything.
No, I'm starting to learn to love it. So this is the capital of Santorini, Thera, and personally this is not my favourite part of the trip. I'm not a big fan of all these tourist hotspots where there's loads of shops and cafes and tight alleyways and loads of people and just trinkets and souvenirs.
I always wanted to go to Santorini for the past, 5-10 years, because it's always been hyped up. It's an amazing place, and it's like all the famous people go there. So I dragged Ellis along with me to go see what it was, but there's things that disappointed me. Yeah.
Scene, yeah. Oh, what about that? These steps are doing me in.
Good. How did it work out? We're in Oya, Very nice views.
Very nice driving.
Very nice driving, is it? It is.
Playing the game of don't hit the people, don't hit the bikes, and don't hit the car.
Yeah, just don't hit anything.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Bye. Sure.
How am I feeling?
Just because it's your water. It's my washing machine. I thought there's no problem. If it's a problem, and then you call me for this, for that I will pay more. But it's my house. I mean, it's your house. It was my house at that time, and my washing machine.
See, when the weather's nicer, it looks a lot nicer. We've had some really poor weather, but you know, I still wouldn't come here again. It's got like squares and triangles on it.
That's so cool. Very cool. 3,000 years old.
Plus.
Like my voice. Yeah.
This place has been a highlight because so far Santorini's been really touristy and lacks a lot of. It has no like emphasis on like the geography of the place, the geology. There's no like information science anywhere saying like this rock is this type of rock or this type of rock is that type of rock.
But that's what you're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking for like stuff. I'm not here for like the millions and millions of different shops that are selling me little trinkets and, you know, seafood. I've eaten enough seafood. But I'm not gatekeeping, or I'm not trying to. I'm just saying I prefer it when places, you know, educate you about the area rather than try and sell you.
There's much to say.
There's plenty to say. Look at this
Very
place.
touristy.
Plenty of things to say. Look, I mean, this place is amazing.
Yeah.
There's so much here in itself.
Crazy what we have to do.
Cold? No? Yeah?
Yeah, she said leave her out here, didn't she? Yeah.
Honey, can you keep an eye on him?
So I couldn't hear Kristina, but I knew exactly what was going on. This kid to my right was basically struggling, and he didn't have a float on him, so I was just keeping an eye on him, trying to stay close to him. Luckily, a life rig was thrown at him. Basically, the rule of thumb here is if you're not a strong swimmer, take a float.
How was it?
Right, warm bits and cold bits.
Was it 36 degrees?
Well, it was maybe, but only just like briefly.
But is that one here freezing?
It's like when, you know, you go to a pool and there's people, oh, it's horrible coming back.
Is it?
Hot to cold, yeah.
Oh,
It's great.
so it's that freezing here?
No, not really. Yeah, this is cold, yeah.
I'm so jealous I'm gonna go. So I can't swim very well, but that didn't seem to stop some people going in anyway, and that caused lots of stress to the boat staff. But it's like deep, isn't it, here?
Yeah.
But there is not.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So I really like Thera and Oya, because those are the two places I would go back to, and I think these are two places that you see on Instagram a lot. Lots of white houses and blue roofs and lots of little shops and quick streets and very cute and nice views. So I think that's what people see mostly on the photos.
Whereas I wouldn't go to Santorini for Thera and Oya because it was a living nightmare. I don't care about shops, don't care about white, blue roofs or swimming pools and hotels. I like the geography and the geology and the history. I couldn't care less about a sunset. You get more pretty sunsets in West Wales. So just some final thoughts after watching the sunset over Oya. I felt that Santorini was a place where there was thousands and thousands and thousands of euros coming into the island. I mean, for such a small island, the place takes absolute cash. But sadly, that doesn't translate to the local infrastructure. There was lots of litter, the roads weren't great, and more importantly, the residents were suffering. I spoke to locals and they were telling me that they were struggling to find housing for an affordable price, that teachers were having to have second jobs, and that in general the place was public sector wise rather poor. There is a tourist tax at €3 a night, but that could easily be higher. But also I feel like there's more responsibility on the Greek government that the locals on Santorini Island benefit from the amount of money that the place takes. One thing that stuck with me after the sunset happened was that a lot of tourists had left litter just on people's windowsills, and I thought that was absolutely disgraceful. I also felt really sorry for this lady who was basically watching her television in her garden, and there were thousands of people walking past her house, her garden, just gawking at her as she tried to watch her television. And I just feel like the locals deserve much better conditions, much better support for the money and the general inconvenience that they have to put up with during the tourist season.
Go into town, don't touch anything.
It's so clear, electrically. It's so clear.
So as we say goodbye to Santorini and Greece, we'd just like to finish the video with a montage. We hope you like it.
We have waited 11 hours in Athens airport and now in Munich. On an hour wait, so we're nearly home. And yes, that's how we are. Sleepy, tired, but all good. Or not.